What?
You know what? I did what I did. I'm not sorry. I had a damn good reason for doing it.
That's all right. I don't keep score. We're all good.
Anyway, like I was saying, I don't see why you would do it that way if you had. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and ladies, if you prefer.
Whichever order you're sitting in.
To today's Rowdy.com Big Three, where we talk NASCAR, but it's actually, Cutler, the Big Six, thanks to our friends, our very good friends, at Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Clean 6 of 6 engine
No
parts.
partial fuel system cleaner here.
Complete.
This is complete.
100%.
It goes a full circle.
360 degrees. We're talking NASCAR, and you have issue number 1 today.
I do have issue number 1. Yesterday on our Facebook page, we posted a little audio of Kevin Harvick talking about the Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards incident at Atlanta
Yeah,
this
he
spring.
said it was crazy. Crazy to take him out that way.
Long-time Rowdy member, Rowdy OG, mother of Gigi, Becky, said, "You guys are recycling 4-month-old news. Aren't you being a little sensationalist?"
Well, Cutler, before we get to that, here's Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski talking about that incident.
I did what I did, and I did it for a damn good reason, you know, and I stand up and take responsibility for my actions, and I've always done that, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's the way it went.
We've had run-ins, but I don't really label that as saying, well, I'm too down or too up. No, I don't really keep it up that way, but I think it works its way out when you look through the garage. You know, there's always that one guy that has probably wrecked you more than you have him. And then when you look back through your career, it's probably the opposite with somebody else. So I don't know. I think it's a little childish to keep a scorecard.
I can't believe you just played that. You're sensationalizing.
We're coming back to the track where this thing happened. It was one of the signature events of the NASCAR season. Both guys are talking about it. Both guys have been asked about it. No, we're not sensationalizing it. This is what the people want to hear about. Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski. Is it going to happen again? No, it's not going to happen again. But I think it's it's one of the more compelling stories of the season, Color.
Becky, I understand you're a Carl Edwards fan, and you probably feel a little bit like your guy is being vilified.
I think so.
For this whole incident. And
Becky, I think you're a little defensive.
And I understand that. But look, what are we going to remember about this season? What are the storylines of this season? It's Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch.
Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards.
Joey Logano, Ryan Newman. Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick. That's what this season is about. That's what's sort of the essence of this season, are these on-track bust-ups, these on-track rivalries. And I think to say, hey, we're coming back to Atlanta where this all went down just 4 months ago,
that's what makes it newsworthy.
That's what makes it newsworthy.
Issue number 2.
But Becky, we understand your pain.
Yeah.
Issue number 2. NASCAR has instituted multi-car qualifying in the Truck Series. Cool. There are musings about doing the same thing next season in Cup and Nationwide. Big deal. Don't care.
I care. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I really like the idea. I love the idea of putting more than one car on the racetrack at one time, provided you can do it safely. And I think it just moves qualifying along more. It makes it faster, more exciting, but also they were talking about maybe taking the results of the final practice and making that the determining factor for qualifying order, which would add a neat strategic wrinkle to what you want to accomplish in final practice. Do you want to go fast and go out last? Do you want to go slow and go out first, depending on when qualifying is? What are you going to work on in final practice? Now you got to use some of that final practice time to think about qualifying a little bit and how you want to position yourself for that session, or do you just want to let the cards fall where they may? I think it makes it real interesting, and I like the idea.
That's the part about it I don't like, is all of a sudden what you now you have to focus on something else during practice instead of using practice for what it's there for, which is to get your car ready for the race.
You can still use that. Right?
Now you got to be worried about, okay, wait, this isn't practice.
Complicated.
This is precursor to qualifying.
It's not that complicated.
It's just
not.
It's just taking.
Maybe for your little pea brain it would be tough, but I think these crew chiefs can figure this out.
And come on,
it just adds a nice wrinkle and makes it more interesting.
And was qualifying ever that lackadaisical or problematic?
Practice. Look, you watch qualifying at Talladega.
If they want to do
If
they want to do something meaningful to qualifying, what they will do is effort getting it in when there's rain. Is using Saturday to get the damn qualifying in when it rains on Friday. That would be meaningful.
Well, dude, the two things are not mutually exclusive. Issue number 3.
Issue number 3. Big news. Big news. I don't want to sensationalize it, but Kevin Conway.
When you say big news, They've extended their deal.
Yes, Kevin Conway,
Lengthened
big
it.
news. They've extended, they've enlarged, perhaps even engorged.
And now we're going to stop making this joke.
Kevin Conway signed to be Robbie Gordon Motorsports driver for the rest of 2010, and more significantly than that, he brings the Extends sponsorship with him. But more
What
than
is that? What is the deal with that?
with Extends.
Yeah, like why do
Well,
they
I
love
would-
Kevin Conway so
I
much?
wouldn't know anything about Extends.
Uh,
Here's my question to
Didn't
you.
work, huh?
Riddle me this, Bassmasters.
Yeah.
Is the Rookie of the Year award a NASCAR dinosaur?
It's starting to feel that way. I mean, I'm tempted to say, as we talked about yesterday in the office, that these things go in cycles. You know, we'll have a competitive Rookie of the Year race, and then we won't for a couple of years. But I believe, personally, that it's a little more structural than that. The dominance of the big teams, the fall of the Nationwide Series as a true developmental series. I think those things all contribute to the fact that Rookie of the Year and the way the class shapes up and has for the last few years, You know, Ryan Newman, Jimmy Johnson, now that was a Rookie of the Year battle right there.
I think there's something else going on as well. If you look in recent years, Marcus Ambrose didn't run for the Rookie of the Year. Brad Keselowski didn't run for Rookie of the Year
Right.
because what was more important to them and their car owners was seat time and preparing for their first full-time Cup season. So their owners weren't worried about preserving Rookie of the Year status. Oh, we can't exceed 7 races. Well, no, if that's going to better prepare you for your Cup campaign, that's a lot more important than the Ray Vestos Rookie of the Year award, with apologies to Jimmy White.
All right, that has been your Rowdy.com Big 3, Big 6.
Big 6.
Thanks to Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner, 10 times the detergency of Lucas Fuel Treatment. Also, 6 of 6 engine parts. Cutler Lucas only cleans 3 of 6.
And it's very appropriate that you, being significantly older than I, am holding the high mileage version of the Gumout Regain Complete Fuel
Significantly
System.
older, significantly smarter.
Mhm.
That's the way they say it.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
How many flips, Gumout Regain flips, can you do?
That's compelling video right there.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.